High school football season starts this weekend, and a new face. Well, not a new face. It's an old face that's back for our third time.
An old face getting older.
Coach Dan Mings is back at Mount Vernon to guide the Rams as Mount Vernon will open the season against Taylorville this weekend. And Dan, first of all, hey, welcome back. It's good to have you back in Mount Vernon.
I appreciate it, Randy. You know, it's good to be home and good to be back out here with the Rams football team. And it's just been nothing but pleasant, nothing but positive.
That's fantastic. You know, you spent a long time down there at Johnson City after you left Mount Vernon. You obviously had some success down there. You had some guys actually go on and play football at the next level, which from a small school like that says a lot. So you had some good athletes go through there, had some good times in Johnson City, and now you're back as head coach here at Mount Vernon, and new school, new field, maybe some turf in the future, who knows? But I think there's some excitement starting to bubble up here in Mount Vernon about the football program again, and that's exciting.
It is, you know, people are asking, you know, is a lot of pressure and this and that, and you know, actually, it's not. You know, it's not, because I like expectations. You know, I want to be expected to come and to help the football program and get everything going back the right direction. You know, I mean, that's something that I take pride in, and you know, but again, I'm just a very, very little piece to this. My assistant coaches have been tremendous. You know, we got a great number of kids out. We're going to have football at all three levels again, you know, freshman, JV, and varsity. So, you know, things are headed the right direction. But, you know, it's, you know, Oral Roberts is no longer with us, you know, so we can't be expecting a miracle, you know. I mean, it's, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day and everything that you want to say. But, you know, I'm saying that, but I think we're going to be okay. You know, I really do.
Well, last year, of course, the program was winless, and so I guess some people say the program's got nowhere to go but up, but I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And when you play football at this level in 5A, it's all about numbers. And a school this size, you've got to have numbers out for football, and your numbers are up this year, right?
Yeah, you know, you've got to put yourself in a position to compete, you know, and you can't do that without the Jimmies and the Joes.
Right.
It can't be done. You know, especially at the schedule we play and the level we play, you've got to have the kids out for the sport. And we're fortunate enough that a lot of kids are excited and they came out. But not only are they coming out, Randy, but they have not shown any signs of not being the Mount Vernon football teams that I remember. I mean, they come to work, they work hard, they're coachable, they're teachable, they're busting their tails. You know, now do we have a long way to go? Yeah, we do, but it's not lack of effort. It's not lack of intensity. It's not lack of doing the things that we ask them to do. So, you know, the program is going to go in the right direction. We just have to maybe this thing along and keep supporting these kids no matter what.
You mentioned your coaching staff, and you've got a large coaching staff, and I know a lot of these guys out here, and you've got an impressive group of guys that are working with you along the sidelines, and these players are going to get a lot of one-on-one instruction, aren't they?
Yeah, they do. You know, we've divided the team into 10 different teams. You know, so each coach has about 6 kids or 8 kids that they're responsible for, and that comes their grades. That comes with, you know, just regular communication, you know, so every kid gets communicated with every day at our practices, and every kid gets talked to in a positive way, and we're really, you know, promoting, you know, just like what I've always done, you know, just a tight, family-knit atmosphere where everybody wants to have everybody's back and make everybody proud.
Since you came back here to Mount Vernon, of course, new school, new facilities here, and facilities are very, very nice here. I mean, you've got a much bigger weight room than what you were accustomed to when you were here before. The nice grass field right now, but like I said, it could become turf in the future as there's a fundraising effort underway. But the setting out here, all the seating that you have, the large scoreboard, I mean, everything is in place to have a successful football program. It's just a matter of putting it all together now, right?
It is. You know, as we sit here watching, you know, we've got our JV down at the other end working. We've got our varsity up here working. Our freshmen have a game tomorrow, so they were out here. They did all their pregame stuff. And then we look out and we've got our junior league that's practicing out here on our practice field. So, you know, we're up closing in on 150, 200 kids that are out here doing football every single day. And it's because of the nice facility we have. It's because of, the guys that take care of it and mow it and paint it for us every day, and, just do a great job with the grass facilities, and do we expect turf? Yeah, we expect turf. Mount Vernon always shows up, and it's one of those things that it was sort of put on the back burner, 8-10 years ago whenever it was built. And, now it's time to make everything right again. And, that's what we're doing. And a lot of people are stepping up.
Yeah, I think it'll happen.
Is it on?
I think it will definitely end up happening. You hit on something a little bit ago, which I think is so important. You said that you're actually going to be playing football at 3 levels again, so you're actually going to have freshman games, and you said you got one tomorrow night. That is so important, because in order to have a successful football program and build it and have guys move up to the varsity level, they got to be playing guys their age at that freshman level.
They have to play.
Yeah.
And we've got 33 to 36 kids out on the freshman team.
Oh, that's great.
And, it is great. And they're being well coached, and they're being driven hard every day. And, at our Meet the Team the other night, that's the first time they've ever been, really expected to perform at a pretty high level. And they did, and they're going to be fine. But learning the fundamentals at the freshman level is really big for us. And Creighton Turner, he's going to be the head coach down there, and you got Blake Fields is going to be traditionally the Fields name with Mount Vernon football is what it is. He's down there coaching linemen. And then Ryan Tracy, played fullback for the Rams under Coach Pancoast, and he's got some kids that are starting to get into school and those types of things, and he's coming out and he's helping us with the defensive side of the ball. So we just have really good coaches out there on the freshman level, and the kids are enjoying themselves.
Let's talk a little bit about the schedule. Of course, we know the South 7, and this is going to be the last year for Belleville Altoff, but that's another story. But pretty much the South 7, but then you got the teams involved in the non-conference schedule. You're going to open up with Taylorville, and without giving away the game plan or anything, what do you look for in the Taylorville game, and what are going to be the keys for a Rams victory in week 1?
Well, we got to fly around on the defensive side of the ball. We have to get off the field. Last year they ran 56 plays before we ran one offensive play.
Wow.
So, yeah. And we only lost 13-0.
Yeah.
So we have got to get off the field on the defensive side. On the offensive side, you know what to expect. We're putting 3 guys in the backfield. We're going to run downhill and punch in the mouth. And if you stop us, you beat us. If you don't stop us, we're going to roll you up, and that's sort of how that works, But if they can stop us, we're going to be in for a heck of a long day, So, but we have a little bit of speed. We have a little bit of size. Our offensive execution, you coined it, many, many years ago, the 3-headed monster, and it's going to be back. And right now it's going to be Nesbitt, Lash, and Rivera. But we go about 6 deep at the running backs, maybe 9 deep at the running back position. So, if somebody's coming to watch Mount Vernon football, spread it out and throw it all over the field. Stay at home, because that's not going to happen. It's 3 yards in a cloud of dust until it becomes 65 yards in a cloud of dust.
Right.
That's just how we do it. That was our. That's been my mode of success, if you can say we've been successful over the past 20 years or so, and it's just who I am. It's what I believe in. It's tried and true, and it's just something that Mount Vernon lends itself to be. We had a good quarterback a couple years ago, transferred out. Right now, we've got a couple guys that are fighting for that quarterback spot. And we're going to keep the ball on the ground. We're going to minimize our mistakes, and we are going to run the football, and run the football, and then run the football some more.
You mentioned Nesbitt and Lash. Of course, they're returning from last year, and then they had some great experience last year, and I'm sure they're really looking forward to doing some special things this year in the backfield.
Well, I think so, and I don't know if it was a good experience for them or not last year.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was a good experience for anybody, to be honest with you. But they've come with the mindset of leadership and work, and they're 2 of the captains that we have on this year's football team. So, we're going to saddle them. We're going to go to the whip. We're going to ride them, and they've got tremendous speed. and we just have to give them a little alley to get through, and then hopefully it should be sort of the ghost of the past. It should be bringing up those names like
Chicken Stuckey,
like Chicken and Dontrell and Joel and Terrell Cooks and all Ryan Martin and Trent Hover and those guys. It should bring back sort of ghost of the past and about what we look like.
Well, and you talk about the 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but what that also does, and what it's done for you in the past, both here and at Johnson City when you were down there, was it allows you to control the clock. I mean, you manage that clock, and they don't get the football. I mean, you hold on to the football, and you may run a drive down and score and take up 10 minutes off the clock.
And we've done it before.
Absolutely.
We've won on those 18, 20-play drives that just chew up the clock, and then it puts a little pressure on the opponent to do some things to try to get back in that football game. And, then they tend to make mistakes, and now we do it again, and now we're up by 14, the game's over.
Right.
That's been sort of what we've done in the past. And, are we that disciplined yet, though, Randy? That's the question that we're asking right now. Are we good enough to do that and not put the ball on the ground and not, have the silly pre-snap penalties and, those kind of things? We've only been practicing, for 20 days in July, and then whatever, we've had here since the 8th of August. And, we have a ways to go. We do. We have a ways to go, but the product is going to be a better looking product. And like you say, our ball control shortens the game.
Right.
We're trying to stay away from a running clock. We're trying to close the gaps on the scores from the previous seasons. It's the wins that we're going to get are going to be noticeable, but some are not going to be noticeable. Some are hidden wins, and right now just being competitive in every game we play, that's going to be something that we're looking forward to.
You got to make some incremental steps.
Yes,
that's right.
You do.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the South 7 Conference. Who do you see in the conference is probably the...
Marion.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah,
Marion.
Yeah. Year in and year out. Right.
Until they're not, they are.
Right.
And they are.
Sure.
I think, reading the South 7 preview in the paper, everybody says that they're loaded. So it could be a tough sledding for us, with everybody, sort of tooting their horns and saying how good they are and those types of things. I'm not going to say that because it's we have some tough sledding here for a little bit.
Sure. Any comments or thoughts on Belleville-Althoff leaving the conference?
None.
Okay. All right.
No,
it remains to be seen as to who ends up replacing them or what transpires with the conference, but there's still a lot of unanswered questions there.
Yeah, and there's going to be a new schedule next year, playing Collinsville and Granite City, and and then maybe an Alton, down the road, and it's like
it affects everybody.
Yeah, it's like moving toward the Metro East a little bit. Maybe the Mississippi Valley, but I don't know what's going to happen to the South 7. Whether we bring some teams in or whether we don't bring some teams in. But right now we're just trying to figure out that schedule.
It makes scheduling a nightmare for all the ADs, for sure.
Well, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, anything else you want to add, Dan?
No, just I was so excited for our Meet the Team.
Sure.
When you get over 1,500 people at a practice,
that's awesome.
That's a pretty good night, to be honest with you. And not just that, they were loud. They were supportive of the kids, and that's what we have to have. Regardless of any outcome, get here, support the kids, be loud, let them know that you're behind them, let them feel that experience of expectations and pride and you wanting them to be amazing, and I think that we'll rise up to that. We're going to rise, Randy.
Coach, good to see you here. Good to see you back. Good to see the enthusiasm, and best of luck Friday night against Taylorville. All right.
Thank you.
You got it.